people, great people, great people. Salute. Blessed and honor to you this day. I'm Lee Jesus. Welcome to Nazarite Strength, man. Welcome to a place where we're going to speak into your life. A place where I want to allow people to know that there is a difference in thought process, thought pattern, a difference in the levels of faith, the difference in the speech pattern, how we go about seeing where you at as opposed to how's the day going, how we go about addressing individuals we want attention, but we do it just like everyone else. Hey. We want to make some adjustments. We're not in this place to change your mind so much as we are in this place to open your mind, to give you a different perspective, to remind you that you were in a day to be more mature, more outspoken, more in the chain-breaking spirit of things. This day, I'm starting something new. I was prompted, if I can say, by a very influential individual in my life. It's a life coach, right? I don't know why I stuttered. It's a life coach. It's a person that is there in your life to give you assistance, advice, different mantras, different habits that you can adapt to in exchange for the habits that you once did. The quick to spaz out, the quick to remember how many times you failed, the place where you yourself are always remembering the things in which you didn't accomplish, always remembering the things in which you just couldn't give your best effort. This night I want to start by allowing people to know that we're in the spirit of truth. The Spirit of God is in direct contact with the overarching theme of your purpose. The overarching theme of your purpose. The overarching theme that you shall be a benefit to all those that come in contact with you. All those that are broken in some way, hurt in some way, confused about their decision making in some way, confused about what they should be doing at a particular place, at a particular gesture, at a particular time. You know, in the midst of everyone screaming Black Lives Matter, should you be doing it or should you be putting in more work? Do you really even understand what Black Lives Matter is? Was it founded? Who are the founders? Who does it protect? Right? What's the difference in your racism and the racism of black and white? Right? You pick and choose. If a person is not your skin color, then that's a form of racism. You want them outside of the camp. If the person is not cool enough, they ain't got the J's, then you're like, well, sort of kind of if. You don't got the lashes, you don't got the nails, you ain't got the swag, you ain't talking trash. Not so much, right? There's a racism in all of us all the time. We are racist against the very people that are doing more than we are doing, than we are capable of thinking that we are able to do. Not that we can't do it. Some of us believe that we are incapable because we have been so apprehensive. Let me use that. Is that cool? Apprehensive. A little shy. Acting as if. But when we be with our friends, we're very boastful and we're very loud, we're very comfortable. So we know that there's a difference. This night, great people, I want to get a little clear with decisions, hard choices in around our life. Because last night I had to make a hard choice. I know I'd said all of that and we're ready and we getting it rolling and I'm just giving you an introduction, baby. I'm not trying to run this thing, baby. I'm just giving you an introduction, just allowing you to know what it is that you are tapping into. I'm allowing you to know that there's an individual that's not so much as trying to tell you to break another person down. We're not trying to tell you to hate or hold another sex. hate a whole nother culture. This individual will actually understand that you can build something without tearing things down. This individual understands that the earth in the fullness of it, the robots, the cars, the houses, the manufacturing systems, the children, whatever the case it may be, it's all God's. And in so much as you are God's possession, you are not limited to anything except for when you act as if He's not the giver and He's not the investor. He's not the owner of all the earth have to possess. Okay? We're trying to remind you that God is harmony, that the three will never go against one, right? The Spirit, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, right? The Spirit, the soul, the man, right? The three will never go against each other. We're trying to get to a place of understanding that we ourselves are in a protective hedge of God in the decisions that we make. We are making them according to how He has positioned us and how He has called us, right? In my case, I'm a leader. I'm a servant leader at that. I'm an individual that want to show you more so than just tell you to go do it. With that being said, we have a lot of individuals that believe leadership is just based on your, right? It's just your demand. It's just you're pointing and you're telling. And delegation is a part of the thing. But I really don't know how too many people, in my personal life, I want to follow a leader that is not willing to do leadership work, not willing to get the hands dirty. You know, leadership work. Get the hands dirty. Be on the front line. Walk as well as talk if you're going to be doing your talking. Last night, I did everything but signed over the rights to my youngest child. I have been pondering the idea for quite some time. I'm going to get right into this thing. I had been thinking about who I had the child with. I had been thinking about our relationship, how we vibe, how we don't vibe. How every time we come together, there is an argument as opposed to any explanation like it used to be. I began to think about how I regretted not being in and around her life as she was growing in her confidence. It was a funny thing, just upon meeting this young lady, I was so enthused by her maturity, the ability to listen. She would hear. She wanted to make a change. There was a part of her that was crying out not to be just a regular family member, not just to be someone that was just partying, someone that was loud, someone that was boisterous, someone that just has multiple children, but to be established, to have not only a house, but to have a career, not just a job, to take on a grand deal of responsibility. In actuality, I've seen her as this model taking on the world and using her fierce attitude to fight off all of the guys that would just be lusting and just want to take her frame and not take her mind, right? I was thinking about all these things. I was thinking about how I'm kind of like an anomaly, right? I want the peace. I'm willing to subject myself to the authority or the love or the intimacy or the loyalty or the attention of the person I want attention from. In this case, we're just talking about my child's mother and just remembering how I was so excited that she was growing. Again, I say I just wanted to have a part in her growing of her confidence, because anytime, and hear me clearly, anytime you're growing in your confidence, first and foremost, it starts with people. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so fine. Oh my God, I do this to you, girl. Oh my goodness, man, I put my hands on you. Because we're not accustomed to it coming in the form of, man, I love your class. Man, I see you as a woman that is leading a body of students that will just take over the world. You know, the whole Michelle Obama effect. Yeah, you're beautiful, but you have the swag that brings men along, as opposed to just having them lust over you, fiend over you, and in turn, you fall right into that. Because come on now, let's be honest, you ain't got a lot of compliments. You grew up missing a lot of things. You grew up not seeing the epitome of love, what it is to have a man talk to another woman, and as she's getting a little bit frustrated, he just calms down, he takes his time, don't say much, and say, okay, I apologize, Queen, I see you getting a little frustrated, go ahead, elaborate. I was trying to show her those things. I spent many years in marriage, and I was just vowing, if I can get it again, right? Anybody know what that feels like, by the way, to have something that you desire, to have a marriage, in my case, to have the children, to be in a place of blissful love. Like, you don't want to lose that person, but at the same time, you are not on your high horse. You haven't produced, you don't have the job that you want. Your career is not in order. Your mindset is not in order. You still thinking as a child. You're not thinking about a career. You're not thinking about your influence. You don't see how you can continue to be consistent and build your lifestyle. We're still thinking about people handing us our lifestyle. Anywho, as I spoke with the woman of God last night, I got to a place that I understood that she is very comfortable with both of her child's fathers fighting over the son. From what I understand, her child's father of her three girls, he really wanted a boy. From what I understand, he's been taking care of all of the duties. He's there practically, he's living there, and every time he takes the girl, he takes the boy, and that's fine. But I was wondering, when would the mother step in and intercede? I come from a place, I'm 42, let me talk to you for a little bit. I come from a place where the mothers will make sure that you understand you had a task over here. You hear me? Boy, I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll be home between 4 and 5. That boy needs you. You need to be over here between some of those times. I live in that. I rest in that. That's the place where I understand that women themselves have the most control. They want you to understand that you need to be here. I just don't want you all on my hip. I want to live my life, but I need for you to handle your business. A woman once told me, if a woman is not inviting you to get your son, that's because she has someone and she don't need you to interfere, especially if she feels like you want her more than a child. Those things were running through my head as I was speaking with my child's mother last night. We got to a place and I was asking her, what's going on with this situation? And she says, I don't know what's going on. So she names her child's father, and then she said, and y'all got to figure that out. It was in that instance it dawned on me that I would never be in. It was in that instant I remember when she said, my son will never need you. He will have everything that he needs. It was in that moment I remember every time that I came when she called, whether it was 1 in the morning, 12, 2 in the morning, it didn't matter. I was trying to impress her. I was trying to remind her that I would do anything. I was trying to say, you can call me anytime. Because in the middle of that, with the child needing some Pampers, I'll be there. And I'm not going to say too much because I was paying twice a month to make sure that I never seeing a child, right? It was just getting to a place I'm just giving the money. It's like, he needs this, and it's like, no problem, I'm giving him money. And I never see him. I never hear from her. But I know he's always gone, and I know that I'll never give an invite. Never get an invite. These things running through my mind, I was just like, really like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I don't have any influence in my child's life Once you get a chance to know me, you will see my children and I, man, we got a bond out of this world. I began to talk to them when they could not talk. As children, we didn't treat them. Come on, man. Somebody can ask Miss Posey, because she still goes by my last name. Excuse me. But someone can know and can truly feel me when I was telling you, man, hey, man, I was all up into them. It didn't matter what infliction. It didn't matter what I was going through. It didn't matter what I was facing. Those children will always get spoken to like they were little adults. And they knew that I was praying over their life, and they knew that I would run out and play with them whenever they asked me. They knew that we would get in this house and we would clean that thing. This ain't all about a friendship, right? I'm your dad first and foremost, right? And so I think people have a great handle on that. I pray that someone will get a chance to get in that place and get a chance to know my heart as we, begin to take this journey. Anyhow, um, I was thinking maybe that she didn't like any of that, and that there was a sense of jealousy, believing that if I began to get with the boy, then I will have to bring the boy to the other children, because I think everyone can get a good handle on um, we're a family. I'm very very much into family, and so as I began to think about, I had no influence in this life, and I was just given money. And as I began to think about, I had already went down and put myself on child support, and mainly because I wanted the government to know I was doing my job. I had been doing it by a card, right? I got a little green dot card. I heard about my dude Nip. He was sending money through the green dot card, little years ago, and so I get the little card for my son so he can always have something. And in the midst of him always having something, I will have a record of what I've done. So if I got to go to court or anything, there will be no bones like, man, I pay, right? Because the court is not worried about how many times you see him. Well, hear me now. It's not worried about whether or not you spend time with them. It doesn't matter if you're building morale in that child. It doesn't matter if you're looking to that child to be a hero, to save your soul, right? They don't care anything about that. The moment that you are in the courtroom, they're asking you, have you been paying child support? When I really got hold that, I was sharing with people, and they were just like, are you paying your money? And it's like, why y'all keep asking me that? Finally getting to the place of understanding. That's what the court requires. Pay your money. We're not worried about your visitation. And so you have to work it in there after that, but they want you to be able to pay your money if you want to have something to say. I understand that concept quite well, but last night I ended up saying, I don't have to worry about anything. That's your child. Yeah. That's your little boy. I think everything is working the way that it needs to. It's like your child's father wanted a son. You messed around with me. It was a mistake. You didn't really want to. You just wanted to play a little bit. I'm in a place of believing that in the midst of us playing, you went back to him. Y'all did a little thing. That's why you're so comfortable with keeping the son and having someone else's son in another man's possession, and another man is taking care of him, despite the man proving to you that he'll respond the moment that you call, that he's just being respectful. It's not about, let me help someone here right now for a moment too. It's not about beating down your door. This is not about calling the police. This is not about calling you out of your name. This is not about ostracizing. This is not about, oh, look at this hoe, this kicking it, because you're still my child's mother. So that's not my job. I'm not really built on that. That's not my style. But what I am built on, and which I don't really share with a lot of people, I think that there is a place for polygamy. I actually think that there is a place where women and a woman can coincide and be living with a man, because I literally heard women say, oh no, I wouldn't mind living with another woman, because I ain't about to be sexing him every night, using another term. I'm not about to be cleaning every night if I'm about to be married all my life, all the days of my life, another 50 years, and when I ain't about to do that. Another woman, I'd gladly have another woman come on up in there. It's like, wow. I think about the song Chris Benner say, one woman provide for me emotionally, another woman provide for me physically. And I think about all of the things that we go through as far as not being comfortable and not willing to trust anyone. how this world is a whole new place and how no one seems to really want to open up about, hey man, I'm dating a few people right now, I'm courting a few people because the world have said, oh, you nasty if you do that. And so now we are in a place that everyone is so secret with their side pieces while being so flamboyant with people that they know and that they love, or on the internet and saying, I do this and I do that. Well, maybe not so much as the internet that'll tell on you if you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. The big point is, because there's no real laughing matter, if anyone is ever tapping into this or can get into this, I would love for you to leave a comment. I would love to hear from a woman that has been in a place where maybe she's already dating and she slipped up and messed with someone and she ended up getting pregnant. It's a sense of embarrassment, but at the same time, you're like, hey man, I can't kill no child. I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna hide. I can't hide it like that. I can't kill no child. So I'm about to have this child. And before you know it, there's a complication there because you're in this relationship and then this man has to come that you had some intimacy with, you had some personal with. And me, I was willing to just let it be because of what I think about polygamy. Come on. You can leave a comment, talk to me, rap with me. I'm not the guy that's going to say like, comment, and share, or what did it say? Subscribe. I'm not really into that. I know God gives the increase, but I am into leave a comment. I love dialogue. The more you get a chance to know me, the more in chance you get to see my flow. I love dialogue. I don't just want to be doing the talking. I take the reign. Let me teach someone here because my mind is different. I don't have a warped mind. So I'm not going to be talking to you with this anguish and this bitterness and this bias that everything must be on my page. When I come to speak, I come to speak for the general area. I come to speak for some people that's been broken. I come to speak for some individual that quite can't get it right and quite can't understand that they're powerful in the midst of learning. Right? Say sometimes when you ain't got it, people try to ostracize you because you don't got it. But yet and still you practicing, you putting more work in, but they can't see it because they've been too close to you all along. Okay. It's a hard decision. I just can't be the type of person that will allow no influence from me and be comfortable with it. I'm really gonna say, hey, listen, y'all go over there. I ain't gonna even worry about it. If you don't need me, then no problem. But I'm paying my money. I'm handling my business. Y'all here. I know sperm donors all around the world. I'm talking serious to somebody, and I want to know if somebody know what it is to want to step back from a situation, even if it's their child, in order to give themselves some peace about what is happening. I feel like it's a fight to get in there. I don't understand why she can't look at the situation and say, yeah, I am the bridge to this. That is my guy. But, right? But, yeah, that's your guy. But we did this with some popping off. So you know me to be very influential. You know me to love on my children. Why I can't get a chance? Something is off there. I've been saying for quite some time. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. I smile a lot. For y'all that don't know, I smile a lot because when the hardest truth come, I have to be ever mindful that I gotta share in spite of. And many of you are in a place that you do not share in spite of because the backlash is so hard that you yourself don't have enough defense to come back and say, hey, you don't know me like that. Hey, I've been keeping these things inside. I read about that. I heard that shared somewhere before. It ain't just me talking about this. This is in me. I need to get this out. If I don't get it out, I risk the chance of being depressed. I risk the chance of losing it all. I risk the chance of spazzing out on my children, walking away from my home, making my friends believe that I really don't love them, that don't trust them, and they shouldn't be there. I risk these things when I don't share. Oh man, I can't wait to get finished with this book that will remind someone that there's power in vulnerability. Oh, shameless plug, baby. The big point is I'm thinking that my queen is trying to work both sides. That if I give into you coming over, it's gonna make the relationship so toxic turvy that I can't ask for what I ask. And I know for sure that he a good man. I know for sure he take care of his three girls. I know for sure. But for you, I don't know. I think that you care about your children more. I don't think that you really care about us. I think maybe she may be in that state of being, but I will never find out. I mean, at the rate we're going. When I ask a question, it's all about what I was doing. Last night, it was clear that she had come from a man's house, and yet she still said, I visited who I had to visit, and say, would you get a whole bunch of nothing? And what you get into? It was Mother's Day. What did you do? What did you eat? Oh, I just had it, right? And so everything is so evasive. And then I tell her about, people that they see me as something special. And then they're like, that's your child's mother? Like, she ratchet. Like, and it's like, be cool, man, right? Don't do that, you know? And it's like, man, I'm telling you, bro, she be seeming loose. Don't do that, But the truth of the matter is that got to me. Come on, leave a comment, man. Talk to me a little bit. Have anyone ever been to the place where you were building something and you were trying to establish yourself? You have been broke. You you know what it is to be homeless. I was just homeless a year and a half ago. I lost my marriage of 12 years. I grew up as an orphan. I've been in 16 different group homes and foster homes combined. I know what it is to sit in a jail cell. I know what it is to feel rejection all the time. Have anyone ever been in a place where they're trying to figure out something and the only thing that they can come up with is, I just need to remove myself because obviously I'm the problem? I'm talking straight to someone. I'm trying to ask someone, do they know what it is to have a hard decision before them and relate to that hard decision based on the fact that the other person is holding their position so strong that you truly understand that there's no chance of kindness. There's no chance of transparency. There's no chance of a bridge being mended. There's no chance that you will have any say in the matter. I wonder if anyone knows what it feels like to not have any say in a matter, regardless of your wooing. You're wooing. You're trying to flirt subtly. You're trying to say, man, you're my special one, reminding the person that, they have a chemistry with you, a bond with you, that even though y'all don't hook up, that it should be better, right? Oh, give me a second. Hold on now. Oh, hear me now. I'm gonna bring this to an end. This is my episode 1. My life coach said, man, I don't like listening to you abroad because when I listen to you abroad, you water things down so much. I just can't stand it, especially knowing that I spend an hour with you every other day and I'm trying to figure out why he's giving so much water. And I literally had to share with him, I was still dealing with this situation. I'm not the individual that hides things in leadership. I think that in leadership, there's a place for all, in total transparency, total exposure. I think a leader has an obligation to tell you how he got to a place of leadership, how he got to the place where he got over failure fast, that he understands that every failure is a new chance to get it right, to learn, to be intimate with what he's trying to grasp. That the more that he does a thing, there is a saying that says the first 10,000 pictures are practice. The more and more you do a thing, it becomes religious. The more and more you do a thing, it becomes a habit. It becomes natural looking, natural feeling. This night I had been trying to figure out, why was I so depressed? that I didn't have a part in his life. I was trying to figure out why not me, right? Like, I'm the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anyone's the one, like, I'm the one, right? I love hard. I see children as the gym. I really see them as the future. I even listen to my children now, and they help me speak. They help me articulate. They help me learn. I'm in a place of trying to figure out, where did we go wrong? We had a moment, man, when I was so depressed and I had lost every single thing. I was traveling upon the earth, man. I had a smell that was so bad that I just stayed away from people. I had to wash up every other day, washing myself with water bottles and things like that, man. Just regurgitating these things now. I'm saying that I'm battle tested. I'm saying I'm just in a place that I will not be disrespected. I'm saying I'm in a place that is fine. I was a mistake. But in the midst of that mistake, you actually got what you wanted. Your man is there. He's willing to take on any load. He's willing to hear you talk to him any form in any way. I won't deal with it. I can't. I can't deal with a child that can say anything that they want to say. I can't deal with a child that has the free reign and feel like they're grown and make their own stuff. I have to teach you how to make it. I got to teach you how to clean. I have to teach you how to answer the phone. I have to teach you how to communicate with people. I have to teach you that it's not all about texting. I have to teach you to use your words, to articulate. I got to teach you reading is how you get information. It's not all about grabbing it from someone else. I have to teach you prayer is okay. But if you're in a place where none of those things are transpiring, of course I'll never get in. I'm thinking she's thinking that I'm too controlling and I'll try to own the situation. I'm thinking I make the best decision for everyone. Why don't y'all leave a comment, man? Talk to me, rap with me, man. Let me know what's going on. Let me know how you feel. Let me know, some variables. Let me know what you're going through. I tell you, I'm just touching on these things, baby. I'm just touching on them, and I know that, I'm smiling in the midst of it, and I know, that it seems like it's light. It ain't light at all. I'm trying to tell you, once you get a chance to know the poses and now we vibe, baby. Well, this is what we do, baby. I build a chemistry. I built a family, man. I listen to them like they're real little people. They listen to me and we vibe. We are so goofy in order. And I built them like that to say you're not all religious. You're not all serious. But you're not all goofy. You're not all stumbling over things. You ain't going to be all quiet. You got to make sure that you come alive when you in your arena. You can't, I love to really do this and still hold back. They learn that from me. They learn that you can fall and you can filter and you can fall and you can falter and you can still be effective in what you're doing. Your failure don't mean that it's over with. They learn that from me because I'm the one that's struggling. I'm the one that put it on the forefront. When you don't allow me in and around your children's life, my children's life, we got a problem. I feel as though you're telling me to leave anyway, and I get it. Great people. This is where I'm at. I'm in a place that God has said is now it's time to go forth. As I alluded to, I'm in a place of not being in a mask. I wasn't going to come before the people and begin to speak with this much clarity until I truly understood what it is that was happening with my child as well as my child's mother. And so I apologize for some that have says, hey man, I've been waiting on your seriousness. I'm tired of all of the games you play with your music. I'm tired when you be coming as if you're so high and mighty. I'm tired of all of you man. Listen, man, come and kick it, man. Come rap with us, man. Allow us to know where your mind at. You're moving at an alarming rate, but all we can see is you're moving. Let us know why you move so much. Some of us think that you move so much because you're scared to stop. You're scared of life. Other of us, excuse me, think you move so much because God is shut up in your bones. Make it clear, make it plain, man. Let us know what it is to have that much fire on a day-to-day basis. If anyone can do it, you can do it. So I wanted to make sure that we come in the graces because I'm one of those guys that actually believe that you're only as great as your children say. You're only as great as your children say, and it's almost like I'm like, since y'all ain't gonna be living by my rules, my regulations, it's like, okay, y'all just go on over there. Y'all taking my image, y'all taking my name. That's what I was alluding to earlier. I didn't want to just say it all out like that. But as they talking about, I'm like, but then I started thinking about that. And I'm like, dang, I'm going here. I'm pushing God. I'm pushing family. I'm pushing love. And then the main squeeze that I got, I cannot see my child. I cannot be her friend. She do not communicate with me. I give, I give, I give, I give. I don't get no pullback. And all of this is a result of just growing confidence. That's a hurtful feeling. I was the first person that said, man, if you get your nails in your lashes, baby, you'll be killing them. I was the first person to say, once you start lubing up and keep this tight, baby, you're going to be killing them. You are already so amazing when you natural. And now that she's in her confidence, she can't even see me. She want to explode on everybody else because it's kind of like, you know already, let me show everybody else. I don't know what that is, but I don't like people that take advantage of people when they down. And then when they get up, they don't see them. That's what that feels like. No, that's what I feel like to me. I think it's no different when someone is helping you when you are piss poor and then you get some change and you start to move it and then you act as if you can't talk to them. You act as if you don't hear from them. You act as if they're nothing important, but they were there when you were down. And so it was the same thing. She didn't know how to move her body. She didn't know how to do her makeup. It wasn't a special thing. I'm just going to work. Now when you see her, she's fly all the time in that place. And then when she come to me, it's kind of like, ugh, this dude. It's like, don't forget those accessories. I'm this fly naturally. Don't forget, baby, being ratchet don't get you to the top of the chains, baby. Having order, being consistent. You think flirting with everybody and just giving yourself to anybody else just because you feel a sense of confidence is showing value? That ain't valuable. You are losing value the more people that touch you. You are losing value the more dudes face you in. You are losing value the more I hear people say, man, she easy. Right? So, this is my level, man. Enjoy your night, great people. Leave a comment. I'm not that person that runs from adversity. I'm not the person that runs when my back is against the wall. I'm not the person that make a choice and then slide out. This is my new level. God says, I want your voice. I want your heart. He's asking me to come forth. And the pressure is, I've already come so forth. Like, what is happening here? And he's like, no, not really. You mask it and you charade it, but if you give it the way that you're supposed to give it, baby, with no music and no nothing, when they hear you, you shall be blessing them, and the anointing shall be so fresh because they themselves will be listening to something that they're not accustomed to listening to. They in the place of saying, ain't nothing different, ain't nobody changing, and then it's you, right? The one that's able to balance all of these things. The one that's trying to walk a straight and narrow, the one that's trying to give his all to just one person. You know, we don't want to be all over the place, man. We just truly understand that you have to court many in order to get the one. And by the way, man, hey, man, court as many people as necessary until somebody start applying the pressure. Court as many people as necessary until someone start applying the pressure. I'm just tapping on it. I'm just tapping on it. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just tapping on it. There's a lot of ostracizing, all of these things coming back because earlier I talked about how people are so deceptive. They don't want nobody to know that they're talking to people. It's like, if are you really fine? Do you really have a wonderful body? Do you really feel as though you have what? Because if you do, then you can't convince anyone that you don't have people that you talk to. You can't convince people that you not on the internet all of the time if you on the internet all of the time. People that's on the internet, they communicate with people. They have direct messages. They have certain things. It's just depending upon how you carry the conversation. In my case, I'm very aware that my child's mother, she carry on sexual conversation. There's not much that she can talk about, right? I'm familiar now, and so people tell me all the time, and I'm aware of myself, and that's why she can't really talk to me when we don't have that energy, and it's not that energy of like, man, make love or anything. When she come around, it's just about feeling, trying to feel me out, right? And I'm feelable, right? I'm trying to see when you're going to offer the son, when you're going to be this amazing woman, this mature woman that I met. But again, the internet is like a drug, and we're still kind of dealing with the effects of it. But all of the filters and things, they be gassing people up, and I think some of that was happening with her. But at any rate, man, leave a comment, talk to me, man. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know where you allow like for me to zone. um, what some things are you interested in, right? What do you need me to go deeper into that? Be ever mindful, this is episode 1, but we're just going to keep building on the ideology of it's the whole truth, right? Just the idea of it's the whole truth. We got to get to a place that you understand that I'm not this superficial individual that's trying to do something. This energy comes natural. This passion comes natural. This wordplay comes natural. This idea that people are more important than me. I have to measure that you missing a father. I have to measure that you've been raped. I gotta measure that all of your family members haven't produced anything. I have to measure the idea that you don't have any people with a career in your family. I gotta measure the idea that there's no men in your family. I gotta measure that idea that you're still based on fun, that you're still young, that you don't see things the way that I see things. I got to measure that. I got to really put some weight on that, right? Because that's another issue. If you have to deal with that. You have to deal with that age gap, and so we're gonna roll, man. Be ever mindful, man. Tap into Nazarite Strength, LLC, man. I got some workout drills for you. Got some things that'll keep you fine-tuned, speaking some things to your mind, leaving some things for you to think about, open and broaden your horizon. Tap into my man, tap into Nazarite Strength, man. Tap into my Instagram, man. Let us see some shortcuts of how we get down like that and some activity. We doing some things, man. We're doing some things. We're preparing books. We're preparing athletes. We're building strength. We're preparing to compete on USA national teams. We're pushing. And then so much we're pushing, I made a decision to say I don't want to stress over. I don't want to stress over my child because I'm feeling like maybe it's not my child at all. Why else would someone be so comfortable letting another man hold your child? Unless you want to share something with me. Unless you don't want to lose what you all have, so I have to be the one. Unless you're clear that, hey, you were a mistake, right? But we have a family, right? You on the outside, so it's heavy, man. Talk to me. Enjoy your night. And don't forget that you are loved. All right? Salute.